Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Set back into the video today, and today I'm going to be previewing the NBA playoffs second round semifinal matchup between the Oklahoma City Thunder, the 1 seed in the Western Conference, going up against the 5 seed, the 5 seed Dallas Mavericks in this Western Conference semifinals matchup. So for a second there, I couldn't remember if Dallas was the 5 or 4 seed. I know that Clippers series was 5-4, but then I remember the Clippers were the 4 seed. So the Mavericks were the underdog in that last series against LA. Even though they didn't have Kawhi, the Clippers, Mavericks still won that series in 6. OKC has had some time off. Let's see how that plays for them in this matchup. You never know in the postseason. It depends what teams, some good teams, if they have time off, it might be good for them. I'm not saying the Thunder are a good team, but I'm saying for an inexperienced playoff team, the Thunder, most of their guys have only played 4 games in the postseason. A guy like Shea played a 7-game series against Houston in the bubble, had a playoff series with the Clippers against the Warriors when he was in his rookie season. There are a couple guys on their roster outside of Shea that have had some playoff experience. Lou Dort was someone who was a part of that 7-game series against the Rockets in the bubble. But I'm just saying, I think some time off like the Thunder have had recently, I don't know if that's great when you're an inexperienced playoff team. And I think Dallas very well, knowing they have had less rest than these Oklahoma City Thunder, I think very well Dallas could steal a Game 1 win tonight. I really think they can. But I'm gonna go over injury report for both teams. So I'm gonna go over injury report, previewing what both teams need to do to get a series win, and game-by-game predictions and who's going to win this series. Let's go over it. I want to start off with injury report. So, Luka is a game-time decision for tonight with a knee injury, but he's not going to miss this game. Let's be honest. I would be shocked if he doesn't play. Their rookie Prosper is dealing with an ankle injury. He's barely even played in the rotation. So, even if he was, even if he was healthy, he wouldn't be on the floor. But he was their first round pick last year. One of their first round picks last year. They selected Derek Lively the second, and then they drafted Prosper. Also, you got Maxi Kleber. This is a tough injury. Got injured in that final game against the Clippers with a shoulder injury. AC, I think it was an AC joint. I'm pretty sure. He's not going to return in this series. If Dallas wins this series and they move on to the Western Conference Finals, if they are able to move on, Kleber would be able to return in the Western Conference Finals. And he's expected to be out at least till May 25th. If this game went to a 7-game series, Game 7 would be May 20th. So I don't see him making a return at any point in this series. But hey, we'll see. And then OKC's injury report is clean as a whistle. Nobody's on that injury report at all, or anybody that is, that matters. I mean, like guys like Luka, Maxi Kleber matter. Luka, he's number one. He's their best player, but he's not going to miss the game. And then also you got a guy like Maxi Kleber, who has been really good for their team this year, and in the postseason did a really good job in that Clippers series. But the Thunder injury report there's nobody on that. There's one player on the Oklahoma City on their injury report, and that one player on the injury report is let me get to it, is Sar. There's a center who's has a Achilles tear, is out for the season. But it's basically just like Prosper, the rookie for Dallas. He wasn't going to play at all. So, but yeah. All right, I'm going to go over what each team needs to do to win this series. Look, I think Dallas just needs to do everything they did in that LA series. Keep going with the Luka Kyrie show. I think you need a little bit more production from Luka than you got in that LA series, because he did have a couple good or great games, but I think you need more from Luka. We need to see the Luka we saw in the regular season if Dallas wants to, win this series. Kyrie was great, fantastic. I don't think you need any more from him. But now that you're facing a better team than you were in the first round, you're facing a Clippers team that was without Kawhi Leonard, you need Luka to step up. I'm not saying he was bad in that LA series, especially when he wasn't 100% healthy, but now that you're facing a better team, a better defensive team, you need him to play better. You have had Kyrie played so good You had him play so good throughout that Clipper series. Now it's time for Luka to step up as well, and both of them to take that stride. And I think they're going to need some other help with Maxi Kleber out, and that I think like some 3-point shooting from elsewhere would really help. I mean, because Kleber's a great 3-point shooter, and I think that's going to hurt them a little bit. So maybe a guy like Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm thinking about, who didn't play as much as he probably would have in that Clipper series. Maybe he gets to step up for this Mavericks team. I know he didn't play a lot in that series, but you're going to need some 3-point shooting. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's not the most efficient 3-point shooter, but he's someone I first thought about when I thought 3-point shooting. You need 3-point shooting. I mean, you had other good 3-point shooters on this roster like Dante Exum, another guy who got to play a little bit. So, I think that with Dallas being without Kleber, that hurts you defensively. It hurts you with your 3-point shooting. That's gonna hurt. But I think they need to take advantage of the size they have as well. You have guys like Derek Lively II. You have P.J. Washington. You have Daniel Gafford. You're gonna need that size when you're going up against a guy like Chet Holmgren. You're really gonna need it. You're going up against a better defensive team than you did last time. Shea's a great all-around defender, all-NBA defender. Jalen Williams is a really good defender. Same thing goes for Chet Holmgren. They have other good defenders on their roster. This is a good defensive team, and they're going to be ready to guard these two guys. They're going to be ready to guard Dallas's. Going to be ready to guard Dallas's backcourt for sure, and Kyrie and Luka. But I would say for OKC, what do they need to do to win? I mean, they just need to. I mean, honestly, I think they just need all their guys to come in to this series. They need it right away. They need to hit Dallas right away. I mean, get a game 1 win. If you can get one or both games in OKC, I think that that's perfect. And if you can take a 1-0, a 2-0 lead, or go to Dallas tied at 1, because Dallas plays great basketball when at home. It's going to be hard to go steal 2 wins in Dallas. I think Dallas is definitely need 1 or 2 wins in Game 3 or Game 4. I think Dallas plays great basketball at home, so OKC needs to start off this series right at home, and they need to do it tonight in Game 1. I think OKC, they could be in trouble if they don't get a Game 1 win. Because after that, Dallas is either going home with a 2-0 lead or, being tied at 1-1. So I think OKC needs to come off right off the bat and hit Dallas hard. But, like I said, when I said what Dallas needs to do to win with having Kyrie and Luka step up, because that OKC has great defenders. That's what you need to do. You need to be on top of everything that Kyrie and Luka do, and you very well will win this series. So I want to get into my series predictions now. So I'm going to go into game-by-game predictions. Game 1 tonight, I'm going with OKC winning, and I know I said I thought that an inexperienced team that had a lot of rest in the an inexperienced postseason team who had a lot of rest maybe wasn't that great for him, but rest is good. Rest is very important, even though when you have some time off and you're not an experienced playoff team, that might not be great. I still think OKC gets a Game 1 win tonight. Luka's not 100%. I think OKC takes advantage. Game 2, I think the Mavs bounce back and they get a Game 2 win. So I'm gonna take Dallas to win Game 2 and go into Dallas with a 1-1 tie going into Dallas. I'm going with Dallas to win Game 3. Like I said, Dallas plays great at home. There's a great home environment there. I don't see Dallas losing Game 3. But I have OKC, heading home with not a 3-1 deficit, tied at 2. That will be great for this series. And Game 5 is the most important game of every series, especially when it is tied at 2 apiece. When a Game 5 winner, when we see a Game 5 winner, when it is tied at 2 apiece, you know what happens? 82% of the time, the Game 5 winner wins the series, and that very well would happen, and that would probably happen in this series too. So Game 5 in OKC. Who takes Game 5? I really think OKC will take Game 5 of this series. Now, back in Dallas, game 6. Can Dallas force a game 7? I'm going to pick Dallas to force a game 7. Reason I say that is like I said, Dallas is a great team when playing at home. They know everything is on the line. I think at home they'd get the job done. But, it'd be a couple games. You hadn't won in OKC. Can you get the job done in game 7 and beat them and come back from a 3-2 deficit? Can you do that? I don't think so. I think OKC in game 7, I very well could see Dallas winning it because I know, we've seen Luka do this before with Phoenix. He went into Phoenix game 7. No one expected the Mavericks to win. He went into Phoenix and beat the crap out of them. Maybe he can do that with OKC. Again, this would basically, if this happened, if it was a 3-2 and Dallas forced a game 7 and game 7 was OKC and Dallas went in, Dallas and Luka went into things and blew them out, it'd be the same thing as with Phoenix, with what happened with Phoenix. But I don't see that happening. I think OKC is a tough team. They're a strong team. They play really nice basketball, and I see them winning a game 7 if it happens. So I see that. I think game 7 it's anybody's ball game for sure, and that's what it's like in most series. But at the same time, I don't know who wins game 7. But if I had to pick, it would be OKC. But no matter who wins in a potential game 7, I'm going with OKC. I think if Dallas is going to win this series, it's going to be in 7. I think if OKC is going to win this series in 7, I would say this is a lock. I have this as a lock to go in 7 games. Not going for bettors. I'm not trying to give that information to bettors. I'm just saying I don't see a way where this is not a 7-game series. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.